Let's talk about pedal spacers and heel-toe rev matching. So I made a video about a supercharged BRZ versus a Toyota GR Supra, and the owner of the BRZ had pedal spacers on the throttle. And that essentially extends the width of the throttle pedal so that you can more easily heel-toe. So now the effective distance between the throttle and the brake is reduced. They're brought closer together, in effect. And I made a comment in the video that it's not my preference. In fact, here's what I said in the video. But I will say it's usually better, in my experience, to not use the pedal extenders because you're able to actually get better control and better ergonomics. And I had a comment exchange from Bob, which you can read right here. And essentially he was saying, well, you should just let people do what they want with no judgment, and pedal spacers might work better for him and for his anatomy. And I see the argument where Bob and others like him are coming from, but I'm gonna tell you why I disagree. And here's the crux of it, is that you don't wanna have crutches to teach yourself bad habits or to cover gaps in your skill set or your knowledge. So as an example, if I were to learn golf and there was a magical golf club that would then just automatically do the swing for me, or a robot or whatever it is, I would be shortcutting and robbing myself of that skill. If I was practicing basketball at home and I felt like the hoop was too high and I just lowered it to 6 feet or 7 feet, and I've learned that, then I'm obviously holding myself back, because whenever I go play basketball on an actual regulation size tube, then I'm gonna have issues. And there's all these examples you can draw from, right? Bowling, you can have the bumpers on because, hey, it's gonna prevent you from going in the gutter, you're gonna have more fun as a result. Like, these are all things that, you know, are easy to think of examples, and they're not perfect examples, but they get the point across. But if you're instead approaching things through the lens of, it's not that the thing is the problem, I am the problem. It's not that the basketball hoop is too high, or that the bowling alley gutters are too easy to hit. It's a skill issue with me. Then you allow yourself to improve. And you may say, well, who cares? The owner is driving his own car. True, but what you're essentially doing is actually using a crutch and learning a bad skill. And now when you get into other cars, whether you buy another car or you drive a friend's car, whatever it is, you're going to be in the position whereby you don't have the skill set to properly heel-toe rev match. And you can make the argument, well, every car has different pedal spacing, and race cars allow you to actually shift the pedal spacing and blah, 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 within reason. Because when you use a pedal spacer, the distance between the brake and the throttle is now so close, it is unlike anything you're gonna find from OEM from factory. Why is that? Well, if your brake and throttle are too close to one another, when I press on the brake, I'll accidentally hit the throttle because they're so close, right? Or vice versa, if I get on the throttle, I can actually hit the brake if the pedals are too close. So that's why you don't see cars configured that way from factory, but there is variation. But the degree of variation from the factory for these various cars is far less than what you're seeing from going no pedal spacers and then adding a pedal spacer. And this mindset, this approach of saying, it's not the environment, it's not the thing in front of me that's the problem, I am the problem, is a way to put your ego aside and actually improve as a person and as a driver. And this happens elsewhere in life too. So rather than assuming that the basketball hoop is the problem, that it is too high, or that the gutters, right? It's a skill issue that I can now improve. And the idea that I have to change the environment and the world around me to fit my current state so that I feel good is actually more of a limited, fixed mindset rather than a growth mindset. Because if you believe that you are the issue and that you don't have the skills yet, you now are approaching things through the lens of, hey, this is something that I can learn and improve on, and I can get better. And referring to anatomical variations, I mean, I have spent a lot of time teaching people how to drive stick. I have also studied a lot of human anatomy and physiology and variations within human anatomy. And what I'll say is that 99+% of people who use pedal spacers have no issue with their anatomy. It's just a skill issue. And if you are one of those few people that does essentially need pedal spacers because you have some significant injury, etc., then obviously this point is not for you. You do need a pedal spacer, but the overwhelming majority of people using pedal spacers don't need them. It's just a crutch because they haven't learned the skill yet. And I have a lot of videos and I try to teach people how to do various things, whether it's double clutching like this, or heel toe rev matching, or even heel toe rev matching at the same time, as I've done a few times on this drive. Because these are skills that, why not know how to use them? And people will, again, use their ego to defend. So you kind of see these different levels of maturity and just, I guess, readiness to improve and embrace your own fallibility. And what I'd say is that if you're the person saying, oh, that is dumb, you don't need to double clutch in modern day because of synchros, there are so many counter arguments to that it just screams to me that you're not willing to admit that there's just something that you don't know, and it makes you feel bad, so you lash out and say, oh, that's dumb. The ND Miata is known to have a glass gearbox, and to double clutch, and part of the issue is actually the synchros. So to double clutch and to reduce the wear on the synchros, I'm actually doing my ND transmission a favor that might actually extend its life. And when my buddy's NSX synchros were failing and grinding gears, and he said, hey, just shift smooth, I said, you know what, I'll do you one better, I'll just double clutch. The same thing is applying here with the whole pedal spacer, which is that I don't want you to hop from car to car and feel like, oh, this car doesn't have a pedal spacer, I'm not able to actually drive it the way that I want to because it's not set up for me. You have to be the kind of driver that is willing to adapt and mold yourself to the vehicle in front of you, whether it's front engine rear wheel drive or rear engine rear wheel drive, pedal spacer or not. You should be an adaptable driver, and that's the mark of someone who actually knows how to drive. They can take any vehicle, power steering, electric steering, hydraulic steering, automatic, manual, single clutch, double clutch, all these things, and they can make the most of it. So what I'm not here to tell you is that you can't change or customize your car. If you want to do pedal spacers, by all means, more power to you. What I'm going to say, though, is that it is a mindset shift whereby you believe you are the problem. And I've talked about this in my other video called the inadequacy paradox. By feeling inadequate or incompetent or not enough, or that you're not there yet in terms of where you want to be, you allow yourself to push yourself much harder. Like all the things that I do now when I'm driving a manual, I thought that everyone could heel toe. I thought everyone could double clutch. I thought everyone could heel toe, double clutch at the same time. I thought that I was just trying to catch up to the rest of you guys. And then I realized after doing YouTube that this is not common. And just because it's not common doesn't mean that it's not useful. Left foot braking is another technique that someone will say, oh, that's not useful, it's pointless, it's on a racetrack, it's 0.2 of a second, who cares? Well, I used to do a lot more left foot braking when I was younger, and even on the sim rig, and nowadays I'm like, why did I stop doing that? Let me refresh that skill set because I don't want to lose it. You don't use it, you lose it kind of thing. So I guess the overall lesson is this: if you're not able to heel toe rev match just yet, don't jump to pedal spacers. Give yourself enough time, get some coaching, work with someone that can heel toe, or if I end up reviewing your car, ask me for some tips. I'd be glad to show you around and try to help you heel toe rev match better. I don't want you to have to feel like you need auto rev match or you need pedal spacers, and now you're limited in your driving experiences and your driving pleasure. So there is a certain sense of satisfaction you get as you work toward perfecting something that you couldn't do initially. There's a craft to it, this artistry in a way, and I think it's going to make you safer, it's going to make you faster, and it's going to make you have more fun behind the wheel. And if that's not enough reason, then I don't know what is. Much love, my friends. I'll see you all in that next one.